So welcome back guys to my channel. Today I have a little repair video from you about this miter saw from Bosch. It's a GCM 8 SJL, and the failure picture is that the blade is locked, so I figured it was something with the bearing, so I removed the motor, which is kind of straightforward. You just have to open also this electrical box to disconnect the wires of the motor. And then you just unscrew the motor. There are then these 3 screws which hold the motor into place. Having a closer look to the bearing, we can see the problem already. The bearing is destroyed. The inner ring of the bearing is still on the shaft, and the outer ring this here is at the aluminum housing. And here you can see then the rests of the bearing, the balls and parts of the cage. The remains of the bearing were kind of tiny and it was totally destroyed, so I figured it's really not good if there is some metal parts left in the gearbox, so I removed also the other side, the lower gear, that we get out everything. So here we see the other gear, cleaned everything up, so there is nothing left inside. Yeah, that was the other ring of the bearing. It came off kind of easy, so it was not stuck really tight in it. So just a little pull, then it was out. Now here to the tricky part, removing that inner ring of the bearing. I came up with the only idea that I just weld on a little washer, so we can easily grab onto it with a removal tool. Was not that tricky, and in the end it worked quite well and I got it off. Just a little clean. Everything nice and shiny again. Then I ordered the spare parts at the Bosch homepage from Bosch Power Tools. Straightforward. The prices are also really good. Just a few euros for all the parts. So I pushed on the new bearing on the shaft. Also got new gaskets here. Then at first I mounted back the blade protection. I also gave the motor a little cleanup, and then I had to remove the outer cap because there are the brushes, and to get the shaft back in you have to pull out the brushes, otherwise it's not possible. Then I also got a new gasket for the gearbox, which I put on here, and I greased everything up. Then it was already time to assemble it back together. There are 3 screws for the gearbox. Be sure to tighten them really evenly. Then everything nice steady and turning. Greasing up from the other side. There is this little rubber around the back gearing of the shaft, which I also replaced. Then put the lock back in place, put the shaft back in the stator. And in the end, there is not much magic. Just put the motor with the rotor and the new bearing back on the housing and fix it with the 3 screws. Also here, it's recommended to tighten them evenly so that the bearing can slide in. Then the cap back on. Then just reconnecting the motor wires. Then in the end the cap of the electrical box, and then testing. All nice, all good, without any noise, nice cut. Perfect, done. Thanks for watching.